Good day! We are proud to present to you our project titled Taas Presyo, Taas Alerto, Seasonal Retail Price Forecasting of Common Goods for the New Year and Christmas Season using Machine Learning. I am CG Helbena together with my groupmates Kenji Desena, Lance Ivan Bataclan, Jaron Manalo, Jan Alexis Polioso, and Franz Velasco. We aim to address one of the most common yet pressing concerns during the Filipino holiday season, rise in prices of essential goods. To better understand the significance of this issue is letting us first take a closer look at the economic pattern observed during the Christmas and New Year season. So, in the project context, during the Christmas and New Year season in the Philippines, prices of essential goods such as vegetable, fruits, meats, and seafood often rise due to increased demand and supply chain issues. This price fluctuation can significantly impact household budgets, small vendors, and market dynamics. This project aims to develop a machine learning model that can forecast retail prices during the holiday season by analyzing historical price data. The project seeks to help consumers and vendors and make informed financial decisions. Given the seasonal trends and the availability of historical data, this problem is well suited for machine learning solution, especially time series and regression models. This brings us to the core of our project to build a machine learning based forecasting model that can predict retail prices during the holiday season. With this, we aim to empower stakeholders with data-driven insights to make timely and informed decisions. So, in the next page, the reporter will be Mr. Velasco.
So I'm going to discuss about the data summary. First, key statistics. We look at the data from January 2018 to December 2024. In total, we focused on 5 main groups of food, which is fruits, vegetables, meat, poultry, and seafood. To check how well our model performs, we used 3 main evaluation tools. RMSE, which was 1.5, and MAE, which was 1.3, and last is R-squared, which was 0.85, meaning the model explains about 85% of variation in the data, which is pretty good. So let's move to features we used. We used several pieces of information to help with the prediction. The product name and category, the retail price, the date including month and year, and we also added holiday markers like Christmas and New Year. And lastly, we look at seasonal trends since food prices often go up or down depending on the time of year. Last is pre-processing steps. Before using the data in the model, we clean it up. Here's what we did. We removed any missing or incomplete data. We labeled each product type as a category. We normalize or adjust the price values so they're on the same scale for training. And finally, we added holidays flags to help show if prices were affected by events like Christmas or New Year. So, to sum it up, these datasets gave us a strong foundation to predict prices changes across different food groups. By using a clean set of features and proper preparation, the model was able to give us accurate result.
Thank you, Mr. Velasco, for explaining the data summary for our project. And to continue with the model implementation, we used machine learning to forecast price trends using real data and Python tools. And as your presenter, let me walk you through our model implementation. First, for our tools, we use Python, Google Colab, and Jupyter Notebook to process and analyze the data efficiently. And para ipaliwanag sa inyo kung paano namin ginamit yung mga tools and model sa project namin, una is in-import namin yung mga retail price data mula sa Philippine Statistics Authority, yung PSA, gamit yung pandas sa Python. Then nilinis namin yung data, tapos tinanggal din namin yung mga mali at pinuna namin yung mga kulang. At naglagay din kami ng mga holiday plugs para malaman kung may epekto ba ang mga special na araw sa mga presyo at in group na mga items tulad nung sa prutas, gulay, karne, manok at seafood. And this step is important to make sure that our models get the best possible output. And when it comes to the models applied naman, we started with linear regression as our baseline to improve accuracy. We also use random forest and XGBoost for capturing naman yung seasonal trends, no? We applied ARIMA o yung ARIMA and profit models. Lastly is we used popular libraries such as skitlearn, XGBoost, Profit, Pandas, and NumPy to build and evaluate our models. Sa madaling salita, bawat tool at model ay may kanya-kanyang role sa aming project mula sa paglilinis ng data hanggang sa paggawa ng mga accurate na mga price forecast para in order for us to give the best possible output for the user na gagamit ng aming system or application. And to continue with the results and evaluation, let me call on Mr. Jan Alexis Folioso for the report. And that's all for me, and thank you for listening.
So, good day everyone. I am Jan Alexis P. Folioso and I will present the results and evaluation of our application. So, for the results and evaluation, we have three factors to evaluate the results, which is for the first one, we have RMSE or root mean squared error. For the RMSE, we got a score of 1.5, which is calculated between prediction ng our application and sa actual prices, which is ina-average namin siya and then kinukuha yung square root para makuha or makalculate yung score ng RMSE. So, ano bang meaning pagka 1.5 nakuha, which is dynamic naman nakukuha na score sa RMSE, pero 1.5 nakuha namin, which is a good result. Kasi meaning nito, maliit lang error or there's only a small error, which means the model is fairly precise. So, for the next factor for evaluation, which is MAE or mean absolute error, kung paano siya na-calculate is ganun din ang ginawa sa kanya. Kinuha din yung mga actual price and yung predicted price gamit yung application namin. And then, kinuha yung average. So, nakuha namin yung 1.3. So, anong meaning ng 1.3? So, on average, yung aming application is off lang siya by 1.3 units. So, kung iisipin natin is very acceptable siya for price forecasting. Kasi napakalapit lang niya sa actual price. And napaka-okay ng score na 1.3. And for the next or the last one is the R squared, which is ang nakuha naming score based sa evaluation is 0.85. So, yung 0.85 meaning niya is 85%. So, ang ginawa dito is kinompare niya yung model's prediction to a simple average. So, ang score na 1, kung 1 ang nakuha, which is ang meaning ng 1 is 100%, ang nakuha naman namin is 0.85. So, 85% lang yung accuracy niya sa R-squared evaluation. So, if we think about it or if we evaluate further, so 0.85 or 85% is very acceptable kung iisipin natin na price forecasting siya and 85% is sobrang lapit niya sa actual price and super acceptable siya. So, bakit nga ba useful itong mga naging results or evaluation sa results? Kasi for us, sa ating lahat, based sa aming study, ang mga holiday pricing is super affected. Like, madami nakakaapekto diyan like demand, promotions, tulad nga nun yung last minute demand and delivery issues. Madami siyang mga complex na factors para maging stable yung price ng mga holiday or mga seasonal food items na kailangan natin mabili tuwing Pasko or New Year. So, nakakatulong itong application sa ating mga consumer kasi malalaman nila kung kailan sila bibili sa ating mga suppliers and retailers para alam nila kung ilan dapat ang kanilang i-stock and kung kailan sila dapat mag-offer ng mga discounts. And so, nakakatulong din siya sa ating mga policy makers. And yun nga, dahil nakakatulong siya doon is matatrack natin yung mga price trends and possible ma-avoid natin yung market disruptions. And so, for the conclusions, mababa yung score ng RMSE and MAE, pero mataas yung score ng R squared score, which means na yung aming model is accurate and mapagkakatiwalaan or trustworthy. So, based dito is sa conclusion din namin is napakalaking tulong ng machine learning lalo na sa mga pag-handle ng seasonal price forecasting or price forecasting man kahit sa mga field or anong context. And doon po natatapos ang presentation ko. And for the next presenter, which will be Jaron Manalo. And thank you po.
Today, I will explain why we choose linear regression for forecasting prices. So, linear regression is a good choice po kasi it's simple, easy to use, and effective. Ginagamit siya to analyze the relationship between time and price. Since ang goal namin is to predict future prices based on historical data or the past data. So, nagmatch po talaga sa requirements ng project namin. So, first is simple ang logic niya. You just need to find the best fit line that shows the trend of the data over time. So second, it works well with time series data like monthly or seasonal price changes. Kaya nagmatch po siya sa data na ginamit namin which is galing sa PSA. Lastly, nakikita mo agad ang trend. Kung tumataas or bumababa yung presyo, so using that, we can make a logical forecast for the next months or the next months. So, overall po, linear regression is a practical and reliable tool for our price forecasting. So, to discuss to you about the reflection, let me call for Mr. Bataclan.
So, good day everyone. Today I'll be sharing our project reflection for Aspresyo Taas Alerto. Our project focused on predicting price changes of common goods during the holiday season using machine learning, and let's talk about what we learned, the challenges we faced, and why this is important for all of us. So first, here's what we learned. How to collect, clean, and analyze historical retail price data. So imagine you're gathering prices of onions from the past 5 years. Some prices are missing or written differently, so you need to organize and fix them before you can use them. And how trends and seasonality affect price changes during holidays. So every December, prices of ham and fruits go up because more people buy them for Christmas and New Year. We learn to spot these patterns in the data and the importance of feature selection and understanding relationships between variables. So we realized that not just the month, but also events like Christmas or typhoons can affect prices. So we included these features in our analysis. And The challenges we face is our difficulty in finding complete and reliable historical price data. So sometimes there were months when no one recorded the price of tomatoes. So we had to figure out how to fill in the gaps and dealing with missing values and inconsistent formats in datasets. And some prices were in pesos, others in centavos, and some were just missing. So we had to standardize everything and choosing the right model and parameters for accurate predictions. It's like choosing the best recipe for adobo, and some methods work better than others, and you have to try different ones to see which gives the best result. So, what did we take away from this project? We learned that even simple machine learning model like linear regression can help us to predict price changes. This is super useful in real life. For example, if you know that the price of pork usually goes up before Christmas, you can buy them early and save money. Vendors can also plan their stocks better and families can budget smarter. So, in summary, our project showed us the value of clean data and technology can help us make better decisions. Whether you're family planning your holiday meals or a small vendor managing your inventory. So that is all. Thank you for listening.